Hey Omar, All-Star games are done, Combine's done, we're now in the middle of free agency and pro days. Kind of your assessment thus far for the Steelers and where we're at right now.
Max, I'd say right now I feel pretty good about where we're at. We've done some cool things, added some good players to the mix, and look forward to seeing these guys play on Sundays.
One of those guys that was an addition, looking at the secondary. Obviously, you lose Cam Sutton, you lose Terrell Edmonds, but you add a Patrick Peterson. Just kind of what does Patrick Peterson do for that room and kind of the thought process for the DBs?
So I can tell you about Pat P. He is a pro's pro, Max. I think not only will the DBs really enjoy having him around, but I think the locker room and really the community will. So far he's been great. We've had some awesome interactions with him, and I'm excited about all the. He brings a lot of versatility, and he's going to be great for those for the rest of the DBs.
I mean, you look at the career, right? I mean, the resume speaks for
speaks
itself.
For itself. Yeah.
Some other additions. We lose Devin Bush to free agency, release Miles Jack, bring on 2 linebackers. Just kind of talk about your view and thoughts about the linebacker room as it stands, with those additions.
Yeah. So, Max, when we were going through our free agency evaluations and our process, Landon and Cole were both 2 players that we were hoping we were targeting and hoping that we'd be able to do business with at least one of them. And fortunately, we were able to get both of them. And I think they're going to add a lot to the room and to the defense. And kind of like Pat P, they're going to be great additions to the organization, the community, and looking forward to seeing those guys on the field here soon.
Looking at the offensive side, right? Got new big guys in the room. Just kind of talk about,
You're okay with adding big guys, right?
I'm always okay.
Right,
I mean, that's
good.
the greatest part about it. And especially when you get big ones like Isaac Suamalo.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk about, where was he at in the targeting process, and then what does Isaac bring to that offensive line room?
So I can tell you both Nate and Isaac, I love their play demeanor. They're going to be great assets to that room. But I think with Isaac, he was just starting offensive lineman on a Super Bowl team. I think that speaks for itself.
No, absolutely. And, you add Nate Herbig as well, and then you add LaRaven Clark. Can you just talk about those 2 and their additions to the team?
Yeah, again, play demeanor on both was important to us. I've said this time and time again, adding depth and starter-capable guys is important. It's a priority, and I think those guys will bring just that.
Yeah, and we're now, 3 weeks into free agency? Yeah. April's upon us. Just kind of thought process and targets to this point as far as moving into April free agency. What else are we looking at as far as additions?
Yeah, so I can tell you, Max, free agency is not over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good players still out there, and we continue that evaluation process. Continue to have conversations with several guys, and you'll see over the next few weeks more guys might come available, and we'll stay ahead of that. And then we'll, April 27th will be here before you know it.
From now, like you said, to the draft, April 27th, what's kind of the primary focuses from now until you get to the draft? Like, what are some of the targets you're looking to hit getting up to that point?
Well, like I mentioned, it'll be here before we know it, and I'm trying to, we have 30 visits, pro days just ended, continue to evaluate free agency, and the very important coaches meetings will start in a couple weeks, but we'll be ready. I'm excited. Yeah. Wish it was tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, hey, it'll be here as soon as we know it. Omar, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.